Alright, what's up YouTube? So I did a haircut video probably a year or a couple years ago, and it's got quite a few hits and quite a few views. So I decided to follow up with this video and try to give more of the specifics of what I do and how I cut my hair. I did not go to barber school, so take my word with a grain of salt and this video with a grain of salt. But if you want a quick, easy haircut that you can do yourself with the right schematics and the millimeters and everything, this is the video that's going to help explain that and how to cut your hair for that specific cut that you may want. So first off, I'm going to take my trimmers, right? I'm going to take these. It's basically zero. There's no attachments, nothing on it. I'm going to take this and I'm going to take my bandana. I'm going to put it around my head like I did on the first video. I'm going to make sure it's straight and aligned all the way around my head so I can look at it in the mirror if I need to. So you can look straight on ahead. You can kind of see where it's at, line it up if you want. It's always good to have a double mirror. That way you can look at yourself in the mirror and you can see where you're cutting your hair at specifically. And just make sure it's lined up. Next, it's just going to go into the process of cutting your hair, line it up with that bandana. So I'm going to go ahead and get into that. Right here, just cutting up right to the bandana, making sure that it is flush all along. You can see the other side. Yeah. When you can't see your hair anymore, you can go ahead and switch to the mirror so you can see. So look in the mirror, find it, just cut it all the way up. So if you want to wear a shirt to do this, it's totally up to you. You don't have to wear a shirt. Typically I don't wear a shirt just because the hair gets down my back and gets really scratchy and itchy, but you're only going to wear this for as long as you give yourself a haircut. So it's not going to be for a terribly long time unless you're just beginning, and it's going to take maybe a little bit longer to try to figure out where exactly you want. Okay, so the next step, we'll take off the bandana like I did in the first video. Go ahead and set that aside. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the highest fade that I can possible, so the highest millimeter. So I have 3 to 7 millimeters. This is an adjustable piece that I have, and I showed you earlier in the video what it kind of looked like. So it kind of adjusts from 3 millimeters all the way to 7 millimeters, which is kind of cool. Some people may not recommend this. I use it for me just because it's simple, quick, and easy, and I like it a whole lot. But if you don't have it, just go ahead and stick with your 7 millimeter if you want like a low military cut like this, like I'm about to show you today, or a simple fade with just a regular hair on the top. Today I'm not touching the hair on top, I'm just doing the fade, and that is it. So I'm gonna stick with that 7 millimeter. I'm gonna put it on my trimmers here, and I'm gonna go ahead and take it. And I'm just gonna go ahead and take a look at what I think is good for my hair. And I'm just gonna cut it all the way up, and as I'm cutting up, I'm flicking my trimmers when I get to a certain level. So right around here with this portion of your head, the 7 millimeter. And it's kind of going to give me that nice little fade that I want up at the top, and just kind of make it to where it's aligned and level all the way around that head. But I cut my hair about 2 weeks ago, so it's not too terrible right now. So it doesn't really need too much of a cut, and you're probably not going to see a whole lot of hair fall off of it. But start with the highest one first and just kind of work your way around. So that was 7 millimeters. Now if you want to play it simple and safe, what you do is go from 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Myself, I'm a little lazy, so I'm going to switch from 7 and I'm going to go straight to 5. So I want to see results quicker. It's just how I am. I want to get a quick haircut, call it done and easy, so I can go back to what I want to do during the day. So I'm going to go ahead and take this, do the same thing, but I'm not going to cut up all the way to the very top. Okay, I'm gonna probably go up just to a certain point where I was right before I hit that 7. So I'm gonna take that 5. And you're not really gonna see much of a difference on this at all. Not much of a difference at all. But it's still gonna give you that fade. It's still gonna take away that hair that you wanna get rid of and take away. All right, so that was quick. I moved from 5, now I'm gonna go to 3. So 3 is going to be the last one that I do before I switch to 2 and then 1. When the lower I get, I want to make sure that I got it more fine and more good looking, because that's when it starts to get to the skin and the hairline, and you can actually tell what a difference it makes when you get down that far. So that's where the mistakes happen, and that's where it starts to look a little so I'm going to go ahead and show you the best way that I know how to fade my hair when it comes down to those millimeter levels on your actual trimmers. So we got 3, and we're going up. We're just going to go ahead and give this about halfway up the head. I'm not going very far, just far enough. Give it the fade to blend in with the 5. Mirror. So I will tell you, other people's going to have different grains in their hair, which basically means the grain of their hair is going to run a certain way. So me cutting my hair might not always work specifically for the way the grain of your hair runs. So let's just say my hair runs straight this way down, and the way I cut it works for me. Let's just say the grain of your hair is going to go up in different areas. So you trimming it is going to take a little bit of work to try to figure out how to best cut your hair with the way that the grain runs. So now that I'm done with 3, I'm going to go ahead and move to the 2nd millimeter. I'm going to go ahead and tackle that one. But before I move to the 2nd millimeter, I want to make sure that I hit this good. So I'm going to take my beard trimmers. A lot of you might think I'm pretty nasty or whatever using beard trimmers on my head, but it's all the same thing. I'm just going to run around. It's going to give it a nice clean trim. So I'm going to trim it all the way up to this, where I cut it with a bandana. And that's going to give me a fine line. It's going to look real clean and real nice. As you can tell, these are beard trimmers. They cut it all the way down to 0, to skin level. So it's going to give me that nice skin fade. Now, a lot of the barbers, they're professional. They will do a skin fade with the actual, like, the razor, the gel, all that fun stuff. Put it on your hair and it's going to feel real nice. This is just a quick, easy electro thing. It doesn't cost you a whole lot of money. You can just go out and buy one on Amazon for like 30 bucks, all right? Just take it, you just go all the way around. All right, now we're there, we're gonna move down to our number two. So go ahead and find that actual little clip-on piece, your 2 millimeter. Mine, you can barely read it, but I know it's 2 just because it is. I should probably label it with a Sharpie, but whatever. Anyways, I got that 2. I'm gonna go ahead and go around my hairline here. I'm just gonna go ahead and trim it all the way around. I'm not gonna go all the way up to where I was going with 7, 5, 3. I'm gonna try to keep it down near the bottom area. And remember, when you're going, just kind of flick it up a little bit near that line. Flick it up, a nice little flick, because that flick is going to give it that nice little fade that you're going to want. And eventually you'll be able to do it real quick and easy the more and more you cut your own hair. Alright, as you can see, the fade's starting to appear, starting to get there, starting to look a little bit better. Now, after that, what you can either do is, if you feel comfortable, you can do your fade with this for the 1, or you could do this. It's totally up to you and what you feel comfortable with, and how skilled you are with the actual trimmers. So for the 1, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get real fine out and I'm going to get in there. I'm going to look where the line is, and I'm just going to go and flick it up very slowly and carefully to where the actual hairline is now. As you can see, I'm grabbing my hair up at the top, and I'm kind of taking that skin and stretching my hair like this. That kind of gives me a nice flat surface, or a flatter surface to kind of work with. And as you have probably gone to the barbers, they kind of almost do the same thing. It helps you kind of get in there to get that fade that you kind of need all the way around. So I can't see the back anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and get my mirror. I'm going to go ahead and work with it real slow. Alright, So after I finish up with my one, I'm gonna go ahead and look back at my hair. I'm gonna look in the mirror and I'm gonna make sure that it looks even and it looks good. If not, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna go ahead and try to trim up a little bit, starting with probably say a 3. I'm gonna go with a 3. I'm gonna trim it up a little bit more, then I'm gonna take a 2, trim it up a little bit more to try to even out the sides if they're uneven, all right? So once you're done with all that, what you can kind of do is take a brush, a comb, and kind of play with the top hair. If for some reason you got too much hair up at the top, you can go ahead and take a look at it, see where exactly you want to cut, and just go ahead and get like a 9 or a 12 or a 14 millimeter if you have one that big, and you can just kind of take some off the top wherever you want. Typically, sometimes what I'll do is I'll take it off the top and the back, and I'll kind of leave the front just a little longer, so it kind of gives me some like hair to play with or whatever, to do kind of what if I wanted to put gel or slick it or just anything I want to do. If I need to comb it or whatever, get rid of the bald spot, you know. So that is how I cut my hair. I just went ahead and took you through what exactly I use for all the different millimeters. So once again, that was 7 to 3 millimeters. I had a 2 millimeter, and then I have a 1 millimeter. And of course, I have a 0 with this, which gives me a lot of help. So with that tutorial, hopefully that answers any questions that I may have left unanswered in my last video, the one I did about the haircut. If you guys have anything for me, go ahead and post in the comments down below. Please like and subscribe. Let me know how I did. I know I'm not a barber. I'm just doing it myself, and I've been doing it for about 10 years. So 10 years is quite some time to be cutting my own hair. It's not going to happen on the first try. It's going to take a few tries. So keep that in mind. Anyways, peace out. Have a wonderful day.